I am the African lion. I have been asleep in the forest of the Congo. And you have danced for too long alone on the stage. The European bear retreated to the poles long time ago. The American panda is on the retreat. But I am now awake as the African lion.
Fellow Kenyans, welcome to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for your continued support. Allow me to start the video by asking a very simple question. Do you think Raila Odinga will win the Africa Union Commission chairmanship? Let's meet in the comment section. I will take my time and reply to all your reactions. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I want us to rate the ability of Raila Odinga as far as AUC contest is concerned. But before we continue, kindly subscribe if you haven't. To our returning subscribers, kindly give the video a like.
Your Excellency, Kenya is seeking Zimbabwe's support, having presented its candidate for the AU Commission Chair for 2025-2028 after the Africa Union Executive Council on the 15th of March this year unanimously adopted the decision that Eastern Africa region submit candidates for the AU chairperson. Kenya candidature is informed by the role that the country plays in enhancing our Pan-African agenda. I want to thank you, Mr. President, for your positive consideration of this matter, and I promise that we will work together towards a better Africa for all.
What are the chances of Raila Odinga in the African Union Commission? To start with, who are the favorite candidates of the chairmanship of the AUC? Raila Odinga is facing a tough contest from the Djibouti candidate, Mohamed Ali Youssouf. Mohamed Ali Youssouf has served as a foreign minister in the Djibouti government from the year 2005 to date.
And then the French government intervened heavily in those elections. And we lost. We even had the support of Djibouti. This Djibouti that is standing here today. Yeah. One of the people who stabbed us in the back in that election. I think that the same scenario is what is going to happen in the AU. I think the French, the Sahel areas, major states in Central Africa are going to stand up to the candidature of Mr. Odinga and say no.
The main roles of a foreign ministry or a minister in any state is to do coordinations of the state and official visits, facilitate global foreign relation and administration of diplomatic privileges and immunities. Having served as a foreign minister for over 10 years or close to 20 years, I believe Mohamed Ali Youssouf has created international networks. This is not to say that Raila Odinga has no international networks, but his campaign team is not sincere.
So you think Raila will not get the AUC seat?
No, he won't. He's not even qualified. The Djibouti guy will beat Raila. Baba Taoshwa. As he say in the Luo, they will nango Baba.
Okay. If really Kenya wants Raila to go, they must go beyond Rutorani to Nyanza. He should have been in West Africa, not Nyanza. It started as I didn't see a Francophone president. That was very telling diplomatically. When a president sends a minister or sends a principal secretary, that is a diplomatic communication that we are not happy with this.
In my own view, I believe that Raila Odinga is going to lose the contest because of the following reasons. Number one, the Djibouti candidate Islamic endorsement. Mohamed Ali Youssouf was endorsed by the 27 states under the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, while Raila Odinga alias Baba was endorsed by the Eastern African states, that is Kenya, Uganda, South Sudan, Tanzania, And President William Ruto has reached out to other countries such as Togo, Guinea-Bissau, Zambia, Mali, and Chad. But I want to add on something. The Djibouti president is the current chair of the IGAD.
We must collectively recommit to the Charter of the United Nations, in particular its purposes and principles, and reaffirm the primacy of conflict prevention and peaceful settlement of disputes. We must reject power politics and promote adherence to the Charter, specifically respect for sovereignty, territorial integrity, unity, and political independence of UN member states in our efforts to maintain international peace and security. The concerns that have motivated the Charter remain salient today, over 7 decades later. The eruption of new crises in many places in the world, the challenges the world faces in the global arms control and non-proliferation, emerging threats including the use of nuclear weapons is today a reality. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the reform of the UN Security Council must be accelerated. As part of the new order, we are aiming to make that body more representative and rectify the injustice done to Africa and other regional groups. I thank you for your attention.
After the August launch, which happened in State House, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga ought to have reached out to the former President Uhuru Kenyatta and use his influence across the continent to his benefit. Juzi wa Kenya wamekuwa wakisema Uhuru ni mgonjwa, sijui haonekani, hajaonekana kwa public for a long time, wanauliza ako wapi. But then you can remember he was seen somewhere in the West African countries, that is Ivory Coast, in a function. Raila Odinga should be using any available chance to market himself, but the campaign team is still in Nairobi. Hakuna kura Nairobi bana. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you a very simple assignment. Go to the X app, that is Twitter. Check on Raila Odinga's page, or exactly, angalia Twitter yake. Check from the tweets. Countries ngapi ameenda and the impacts of his travels across the world. Do a comparison with Mohamud Ali Youssouf of Djibouti and see how the guy has transferred and moved across Africa. Raila Odinga is relaxed and is so... Nimeona juzi anaongelea story na Adani and the like. You should be traveling across the continent, from the south to the Saharan part, to the East Africa, to the Central Africa, and the West, and speak to the heads of states for him to secure this seat. But Raila Odinga is very relaxed. Sijui anafikiria huko ni kama kuna Sava, Wataiba na Ruto. I don't know sijui matrix wanataka kutumia. But from where I sit, I want to remind you something. Remember we had the Somali candidate who was said to be supporting Raila Odinga. Are you telling me Somali is not a member of the organization of the Islamic Cooperation? Fellow Kenyans, our own Raila Odinga will be losing his last political fight, this time happening at a continental level. Too bad. Raila has supported the Adan deal. Amid this, the outcry of very many Kenyans. What will happen if Raila Odinga does win that seat is a political suicide. President William Ruto is going to do everything at his disposal to make sure that Raila Odinga wins that seat. It's a do or die. A win or a lose of Raila Odinga is a lose or a win of President William Ruto. William Ruto is the biggest beneficiary and the biggest casualty in case of anything. In our next video, I want us to discuss and see the future of Kenyan politics from next year Feb, in case Raila Odinga fails or is defeated or loses the African Union Commission chairmanship. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.